Welcome to the Lloyd E. Scott Gymnasium, and this is the Seymour 3A Semi-State. The Silver Creek Dragons and the Guerin Catholic Golden Eagles. Hi everybody, Howard Kelman along with Dave Nicholson. And Dave, it's not like one of these teams got hot at the right time. They both have had outstanding seasons.
You're right, Howard. They've had exceptional years. Silver Creek winning 23 games and Guerin Catholic 21. But the thing is, Silver Creek was known to be good from the first tip-off. They have been highlighted all year. They've been rated extremely high. Guerin Catholic is kind of flowing under the radar and came on and had an exceptional year and kind of sneaked up on some people. Doesn't matter today. It's an exciting day for the schools, for the players, for the fans. One game. You win one game today, Howard, you're playing in the state championship game. You win 2 games in a row, and you are state champion.
Very well said, Hall of Fame coach Dave Nicholson. The pregame show brought to you by the Jackson County Visitors Center. And we'll be back with our scene setter, Silver Creek and Guerin Catholic, on a special edition of the high school basketball game of the week on TV 40. And welcome back to Seymour High School in the 3A Semi-State. Silver Creek and Guerin Catholic. And our scene setter is brought to you by the Jackson County Visitors Center. And Dave Nicholson, the key players. Will start with Silver Creek.
For the 23-4 Dragons coming in today, they have 2 big-time scorers. Let's start with number 4, Trey Kaufman-Wren. He's a 6'9" senior, averaging 25.5 points per ball game for Silver Creek. His running mate at forward, number 32, Cooper Jacoby. He's a 6'7" senior. He averages 22 points a game for the Dragons. Keys to the game for Silver Creek. They want an up-tempo game. They average 75 points per contest. They need to control the boards. They should be able to do that with 6'7" and 6'9" down inside. And they've got to play perimeter defense and not let Guerin Catholic go off behind the 3 line. Let's look at the starters for Silver Creek. At guard, number 20, Isaac Hinton, a 6'2" senior. Number 22 at guard, Trey Schroen. He's a 5'11" junior. Number 24 at guard, Brandon Northern, a 6' junior. At forward, number 4, Trey Kaufman-Wren, a 6'9" senior. And at forward, number 32, Cooper Jacoby, a 6'7" senior. Now let's take a look at the Guerin Catholic Golden Eagles. You start with a guy who had a tremendous regional last week, number 3, Joseph Bobilia. He's a 5'11" senior, 18 points a game. He went off for 40 points in the championship game of the regional last week. And at guard, number 1, Caleb Edwards, a 6'3" senior. He averages 15 points per game. Keys to the game for Guerin Catholic: patience. They don't want to get into a running up and down game with Silver Creek. Post defense with a 6'7" and 6'9" in there. They're going to have their hands full trying to guard those bigs down low. Keep the score in the 50s. If they do that, they've got a real chance. If not, it favors Silver Creek. Let's look at the starters for Guerin Catholic. At number 1, Caleb Edwards, a 6'3" senior. Number 3, Joseph Bobilia, a 5'11" senior. Number 12 at guard, Will Grissom, a 6'2" junior. The 4th guard, number 24, Jack Cherry, a 6' freshman. And at forward, number 32, Matt Gillis, a 6'5" senior.
Okay, Dave Nicholson, and our scene setter brought to you by the Jackson County Visitors Center. We'll be back with the start of today's game, Silver Creek and Guerin Catholic. This is the high school basketball game of the week on WHMB TV 40. Today's first quarter brought to you by Mainscape Landscape Maintenance Services, a proud sponsor of Guerin Catholic. So we are ready to go in this 3A semi-state. Boy, I'm looking at the Silver Creek Dragons, Dave. It's tough to read their numbers.
You're going to see Kaufman jumping center, number 4. And you're going to see, looks like Caleb Edwards in there for Guerin Catholic.
Kaufman Wren at 6'9", and he controls the tip. And here's Cooper Jacoby, 32. 14 is Nolan Gilbert. And there is Trey Kaufman-Wren, who's Purdue bound, and he's quite a player. And the 3 doesn't go. Look at that offensive board. And the putback, no, the offensive board by Gilbert. And the one thing, Dave, is the biggest key is how can they stop? Guerin Catholic's not a tall team. How can they stop Silver Creek with the height they have?
Well, they did that first possession, and they did so by crowding down inside, giving a lot of help. One person cannot match up with either Kaufman or Jacoby, so they're going to have help by sagging down.
Guerin Catholic ball. 24 is Jack Cherry, the freshman. When we had Guerin Catholic earlier in the year, he wasn't playing much. Now he's starting, muscling inside, and traveling is called on Will Grissom. Andy Moore Toyota on US 36 in Avon. Minutes from Avon High School, minutes from 465. That's where we got our forerunner, Andy Moore Toyota, Ben Mendoza, and Chris and Stephanie. Great selection of vehicles.
This is one of the iconic gymnasiums in the state of Indiana. I know it's named Lloyd Scott, but everybody knows him by Barney Scott.
And a beautiful move to the hoop by Brandon Northern, the 6-foot junior.
And Barney was not only the coach here, he was athletic director. Later on, he was in the administration office. He's a real icon here in the community of Seymour, Indiana. I got to know him through the Basketball Hall of Fame. Barney, a longtime inductee of the Indiana Basketball Hall of Fame.
Here's Caleb Edwards with a jumper. No. And they battle inside. Jack Cherry comes away with it. It's a beautiful gym, Dave.
And a lot of folks in here. Maybe a few too many packed on one side.
And going in and scoring is Matt Gillis, the 6'5 senior. And that ties the game at 2 on the Indiana Members Credit Union scoreboard. That jumper didn't go by Isaac Hinton. Ball knocked out of bounds. We're heading into the air conditioning tune-up season. Have you scheduled your appointment? Summers Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling has a spring tune-up for $69. Visit summersphc.com and learn more about their specials and be guaranteed your family will stay cool this summer. Score tied at 2. A long 3 doesn't go. And the rebound taken down by Will Grissom.
That was Jacoby that fired that shot. I suspect Guerin Catholic is okay with Jacoby and Kaufman shooting from the perimeter,
which they've been doing so far. Here's Jack Cherry, and he hits. 6-foot freshman. And in the early going, we've played 2.5 minutes. What about this defense employed by Guerin Catholic, Dave?
Well, they're matching up man-to-man, but it almost looks zone because they're really sagging the middle. They're wanting to protect against Jacoby and Kaufman-Wren down inside.
And again, they shoot from the outside. This time it's Kaufman-Wren. Didn't get it. And here come the Golden Eagles, ahead 4-2. Babilia is a 5'11 senior. He's got the ball. He's a great scorer.
He went for 40, as I mentioned in the lead-in show last Saturday in the final game of the regional, and he set a school record of 10 three-point shots in that ball game.
Averaging better than 17 a game. That was not a good pass, but they recovered. Caleb Edwards with it. Work it down low, and scoring is Matt Gillis. Good ball movement and patience displayed. Patience displayed.
Silver Creek takes a timeout
by Guerin Catholic. This quarter is brought to you by Mainscape Landscape Maintenance Services. Interested in a career in landscaping? Visit mainscape.com careers and come grow with us. Guerin Catholic by 4 on the high school basketball game of the week on TV 40. This first quarter brought to you by Mainscape Landscape Maintenance Services. Interested in a career in landscaping? Visit mainscape.com/careers and come grow with us. Okay.
Well, Coach Hoffman had seen enough of that Guerin Catholic scoring and lack of scoring by his ball club, and I'm sure they're going to try to get the ball inside more.
Yep, they've been shooting from the outside, and they have the huge height advantage with Kaufman-Renn at 6'9" and Jacoby at 6'7". There's Kaufman-Renn with a very nice move inside. He's averaging better than 25 points per game and better than 12 rebounds per game.
And as we mentioned, he's headed to Purdue University to continue playing next year.
Bobilia dribbling that ball a lot, going all the way. Back outside to Caleb Edwards.
This is the tempo that Guerin Catholic prefers. They're going to move the ball and move people. They get into a shooting contest. They can't rebound with Silver Creek. So they're going to make sure they get a good opportunity with each possession, and I think that's smart.
And that's exactly what the plan was, and they're doing just that. Bobilia's got the baseline, the ball knocked away and out of bounds. The Trace Bolger Foundation doing great things for the community through acts of kindness, a 501c3 charitable organization founded by friends and family in memory of Trace Bolger, graduate of Guerin Catholic class of 2015. Learn more at tracebolgerfoundation.org.
That was a great defensive play there by Trey Schroen to knock the ball loose and knock it off of Bobilia's leg to gain possession for Silver Creek.
There's Kaufman-Renn again.
Look how crowded it is in that free throw lane. Guerin Catholic's got a game plan to keep it out of there, and I think it's a good game plan.
Ball knocked out of bounds. Urban Air Adventure Park open in Noblesville. Let the kids fly through the park on their Skyrider, take on their climbing walls, or reach new heights on their trampolines. It's the ultimate indoor playground for your whole family. UrbanAirNoblesville.com to reserve your spot today. Let them fly.
Guerin Catholic is no stranger to the semi-state. This is the fourth time they've been in the semi-state in recent years, and they won 2 state championships under Coach Pete Smith. So they're used to going deep into the tournament.
And Caleb Edwards draws the foul.
Here's the Jackson County Visitor Center replay. Edward drives hard to the basket, and the foul was on Gilbert. Nolan Gilbert.
There's Edwards, makes the first. Indiana Members Credit Union, a local full-service financial institution and a proud sponsor of WHMB TV 40 Sports. They're our scoreboard sponsor. He missed that one, makes 1 of 2. And here are the Dragons. Bobilia with some tough defense there.
I keep pointing out they're wanting to get the ball in the post area, but Guerin Catholic's really sagging. There's a great shot, steal by Bobilia.
All the way, and the ball knocked away and out of bounds.
It's a foul. He's going to shoot 2.
Okay.
Here's a Jackson County visitor replay. And across the arms, not too bad, but Schroen picked up the personal foul as he got a piece of the arm.
Mainscape is a proud supporter of the Guerin Catholic Golden Eagles for almost 40 years. Mainscape has been providing quality landscape maintenance across the country. Interested in a career in landscaping? Visit mainscape.com/careers. Come grow with us. Now we want to tell you about the Jackson County. When you visit it, you create unforgettable moments with family, friendly events, and festivals. Jackson County, an easy trip from any direction. Take exit 50B off Interstate 65. Contact the Jackson County Visitor Center at jacksoncountyin.com to learn more.
During that, Reed entered the game for Silver Creek. Number 20, Isaac Hinton.
Work it down low. That's what they want to do.
When they do get it down there, they're really crowded, and so far, Guerin Catholic has been very active with their hands, getting deflections and steals.
Absolutely, playing some really good defense are the Golden Eagles. And Silver Creek won the 3A semi-state and the state championship in 2019, just 2 years ago. 32 is Cooper Jacoby. He is 6'7".
Just about every team in the semi-state has had a close call. By that I mean winning a very close game. And Silver Creek's close game against Connorsville, 31-30 in the tournament.
Nolan Gilbert with the offensive board and the putback. Guerin Catholic ahead 9-6 on the Indiana Members Credit Union scoreboard. A special hello to J.R. Gaylor, Executive Director, Associated Builders and Contractors, Merit Shop Construction, one of our sponsors. Nice baseline move by Matt Gillis. Guerin Catholic is really on top of its game in the early going here.
Well, Matt Gillis is on top of his game. That's 6 points that he has scored out of the 11 for his team.
Cooper Jacoby went spinning and twisting in his foul. So he goes to the line.
That foul was on Joseph Bobilia, his first.
Guerin Catholic High School, rigorous academics, state-of-the-art facilities, and consistently recognized as one of the top high schools in the country, located north of 146th Street in the heart of Hamilton County.
Jacoby knocks down the first free throw. He's 83% on the season. A good look at the young man there on the screen.
It had eyes. Shooters roll. And on the Indiana Members Credit Union scoreboard, Guerin Catholic leads 11-8. There's Will Grissom.
Central Catholic has to be pleased with the tempo. With the score 11-8, I think they're happy with the first quarter play.
Bobilia took a long shot, but Matt Gillis did it again. He followed and scored.
Gillis is really playing well. 8 points now, and he's going and getting offensive rebounds.
And a nice move by Cooper Jacoby to the hoop. Under a minute left in the first quarter. 13-10 Golden Eagles.
You'll see the final shot of the quarter by the Golden Eagles. They're going to try to hang on to it, go to the basket with about 4 or 5 seconds on the clock.
They've had a great first quarter. They lead by 3. Here's a whistle and a foul near the midcourt line. At Andy Morkia, there's a fresh lineup. The Telluride, the K5 has replaced the Optima, and now the redesigned Sorrento. What a dealership. Andy Morkia in Avon, Joe Capitan, and Jesse and that great crew.
That foul was on Nolan Gilbert, his second personal, and so he goes to the bench with 2 fouls. You would expect Bobilia to get the basketball. There's another good choice.
He didn't score, though. Caleb Edwards. They didn't give it to Bobilia. And that's the end of the first quarter. It's been brought to you by Mainscape Landscape Maintenance Services for almost 40 years. Mainscape has been providing quality landscape maintenance across the country. At the quarter, Guerin Catholic 13, Silver Creek 10. This is the high school basketball game of the week on TV 40. And this second quarter brought to you by the Trace Bulger Foundation, doing great things for our community through acts of kindness. Dave, your impressions of period 1?
Well, hats off to Guerin Catholic. They're controlling the tempo. We said they had to do that to be in this ball game. And a great start by Matt Gillis with 8 points there in the first period.
Bobilia gets it down low to Gillis. He's deep. He spins. Not that time. And the rebound to Cooper Jacoby. Here comes Brandon Northen. Here's a blocking foul on Bobilia. Andy Moore Toyota on US 36 in Avon. Minutes from Avon High School. Minutes from 465. That's where we got our forerunner. Great savings. Great selection of vehicles. Andy Moore Toyota in Avon. Ben Mendoza and Chris and Stephanie in the crew.
That was the second foul on Joseph Bobilia. And that's important because he's the one that had 40 points last time out. He needs to be in the ball game. He not only scores, but he is a point guard.
And he got the step, and Trey Kaufman-Wren got the bucket. So that makes it a 1-point game on the Indiana Members Credit Union scoreboard.
Since the first 3 minutes, Howard, Silver Creek has made a definite effort to get the ball into the paint, and well, they should, with Kaufman-Wren and Jacoby down there.
Bobilia wasn't really squared up with a long 3.
Looked like a jump ball.
I thought so too. Isaac Hinton got the rebound. That's a long 3. And the rebound to the hands of Matt Etchison. He is a 5'7" junior, and he moves it across the midcourt line.
Well, they're giving Bobilia a little bit of a break with 2 personal fouls. they're taking the ball handling something out of his hands.
Here's Gillis back outside, back inside to Gillis. Baseline sealed off. And a loose ball, and here comes Wren, and he's fouled. And a trip to Seymour is not complete without a stop at Larison's Diner on Chestnut Street. Family owned and a favorite for 30 years, featuring homemade fries, the best breakfast you'll find, old style hamburgers, and daily specials. Check them out at larisondiner.net.
That foul was on Matt Etchison, his first personal foul. Each team now has 3 fouls. Not too many fouls being called here in this first half.
There's Cooper Jacoby. He is 6'7". Trey Kaufman-Renn at 6'9". Matt Gillis at 6'5", the tallest Guerin Catholic player.
Guerin Catholic's playing we call position defense. They're just trying to stay between their man and the basket, do the best they can, and they're sagging when their man doesn't have the ball to take away the pass to the paint.
There's a whistle and a foul. And we will tell you that this broadcast is copyrighted by the Indiana High School Athletic Association Incorporated. For the private use of our audience, the use of pictures, videos, and audio without the express written permission of the IHSAA is prohibited.
That last foul was on Trey Schroen. He's his second, and he's going to get a break. 2 players now have 2 personal fouls. Bobilia for Central Catholic and Schroen for Silver Creek.
Guerin Catholic with a 1-point lead. Bobilia off balance. The ball knocked away from them. Terrific play there. And it's still loose. Inside of the big fellow, and Trey Kaufman-Renn scores. And in this second quarter, Silver Creek's outscored Guerin Catholic 4-0 to take a 1-point lead.
First time, and the crowd comes alive. That'll make a difference. They've got a huge contingent here from Silver Creek today.
And a beautiful spinning move by Caleb Edwards, the 6'3" senior, averaging 15 a game. Here is Cooper Jacoby back out to Wren. Falls down but gets the ball over to Brandon Northern. Jacoby spinning and twisting, and he didn't score. And a good offensive board there. The 3 doesn't go. And the ball knocked out of bounds. And we will tell you that Guerin Catholic High School, a nationally recognized Catholic school and Hamilton County's only Catholic school. It's located in the heart of Hamilton County, north of 146th Street. Soar with the Golden Eagles.
Got a timeout.
Here's a timeout. We'll take it with them. This quarter is brought to you by the Trace Bulger Foundation. Learn more about our initiatives at tracebulgerfoundation.org. Guerin Catholic by 1 on the high school basketball. Game of the week on TV 40. And this second quarter brought to you by the Trace Bulger Foundation. Learn more about our initiatives at tracebulgerfoundation.org. Okay, Dave, we got a 1-point game.
And Coach Hoffman got his team going inside, got the lead, and Coach Bobby Allen of Guerin Catholic took a timeout to see how he could counter that a little bit and slow the Silver Creek team down.
Gillis with a nice move, but he didn't finish.
Wow. You remember earlier they had 2 guys hold the ball. That was a quick whistle to call a jump ball. There was a good look at Coach Hoffman. He's a hometown boy. He's been at Silver Creek 11 years as a varsity coach. He played there. He went to Hanover College, came back as a varsity assistant coach, and now is the varsity head man.
You're seeing why Trace Kaufman-Renn is such a great player. He's showing it. He hits that jumper. Here's Bobilia double teamed over to Etchison. He's in that lane.
That's a tough place to pick up your dribble. The 3 count continues.
Here's Edwards. Out to Grissom. Spinning and twisting. No. Rebound Cooper Jacoby. Jacoby wants to go end to end, I think, as the ball knocked away. And there's Kaufman read no, and the rebound into the hands of Caleb Edwards.
You got to see there the good ball handling of Cooper Jacoby. He's going to Toledo next year, but he can handle the ball. There he is again with the basketball. He handles the ball well.
He led him too far, out of bounds.
Came down on the end line, Kaufman, so it goes back to Guerin.
We're heading into the air conditioning tune-up season. Have you scheduled your tune-up appointment? Summers Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling has a spring tune-up for $69. Learn more about summer specials and be guaranteed your family will stay cool this summer. And let's see. We have a timeout. We'll take a break with them. This quarter is brought to you by the Trace Bulger Foundation. Learn more about our initiatives at tracebulgerfoundation.org. Silver Creek by 1 on the high school basketball game of the week on TV 40. And this second quarter brought to you by the Trace Bulger Foundation. Learn more about our initiatives at tracebulgerfoundation.org. Silver Creek leading by 1. It's been a low-scoring game, Dave.
A low-scoring game. That's to the lacking of Guerin Catholic. I said earlier if the score was 10-9 the first quarter, they'd be delighted, and it was 13-10. So the pace they want.
They were ahead by 3 at the quarter. They trail by 1. That's Jack Cherry, the freshman. And here's a whistle. And a foul is called. The Trace Bulger Foundation helps the community through memorial scholarships, funding art therapy for brain disease patients, and distributes kindness bags throughout the year. To learn more or register for this year's golf outing fundraiser, June 11th, go to tracebulgerfoundation.org.
The last foul was on Nolan Gilbert. Hits his 3rd personal foul, so he goes to the bench, certainly for the rest of this half.
And the ball belongs to the patient Guerin Catholic Golden Eagles.
Got a couple of players with 2 fouls and Gilbert with 3, but the teams aren't getting many fouls. Only 5 team fouls on Silver Creek and 3 for Guerin Catholic.
Well, that's an over and back. And a special hello to Matt Tyner and the great people at Williams Comfort Air. They do all our heating and air conditioning work, and their plumbing with Mr. Plumber as well. That's Williams Comfort Air, one of our sponsors. So 2:37 left.
As you would expect, if you get to the semi-states, you have a team that does not turn it over very much. Silver Creek only turns it over 8 times a ball game, and Guerin Catholic 10. So that's taking care of the basketball.
And Trey Kaufman ran to the hoop. And there was some contact.
I was talking about Guerin Catholic being here 4 times in the semi-state. The last time they were here was 2015. Bobby Allen's been the coach there 3 years, 49-22 record, and he coached 9 years before that at Knightstown. Overall, he's won 105 ball games.
Matt Gillis in deep, and that play, Dave, was made without the ball, the way he got positioned underneath.
And that's his 10th point. He's carrying the offensive load for Guerin.
Trey Kaufman-Wren got the step, and he got the bucket. And now it's a seesaw affair.
Yep, and that's 10 points for Trey Kaufman-Wren. He's carrying the bulk of the load for Silver Creek, as Gillis is for Guerin Catholic.
Babilia averaging 17.7 per game. They've kept him in check so far. And there he is, and he didn't hit that shot, and then the rebound taken down by Cooper Jacoby. Some contact, no whistle. A 3 is short, and the rebound on the hop to Babilia.
Nice
with
pass.
A lead pass, and the basket by Edwards. Babilia with a great pass.
Led him perfectly to the basket, and Caleb Edwards was running basket to basket, had the step, went ahead, caught it, laid it in. Nice play.
There's a turnover, and we'll tell you, you can visit Jackson County if you're a race fan. The Brownstown Speedway has been drawing visitors from across the United States for the past 60 years. The Brownstown Speedway is located next to the Jackson County Fairgrounds in Brownstown. For more info, the Jackson County Visitors Center at jacksoncountyinn.com for more information.
I actually drove a lap on that racetrack once, Howard. That was in practice, not in the race. One of my friends had a car, and he let me go around the track.
And you're here to talk about it.
Yeah, thankfully.
Here's Kaufman-Wren with a rebound. Gillis was in close, didn't score. The three did not go by Isaac Hinton. And a battle inside.
It's going to be on Caleb Edwards. They were battling for the ball, but Caleb did have part of the arm. Here's the Jackson County Visitor Center's replay. Watch him wrap him out right there. See, he goes around the arm. And Caleb thought he might have had a jump ball, but good call by the official.
Mainscape is a proud supporter of the Guerin Catholic Golden Eagles for almost 40 years. Mainscape has been providing quality landscape maintenance across the country. Interested in a career in landscaping? Visit mainscape.com/careers and come grow with us. Under a minute left in the half. This is the 3A semi-state at Lloyd E. Scott Gymnasium at Seymour High School, and now it appears as if they're going to play for the last shot. They're looking that way. We'll see. 30 seconds left, and here's a whistle away from the ball, and we'll tell you that Andy Moore Avon Nissan is on US 36 near Avon High School, near 465. That's where we got our Maxima. It's the #1 Nissan dealership in the greater Indianapolis area. Pat Hurst, Aaron Richardson.
That foul was on Matt Gillis, his first, and he's got his hands full trying to guard Trey Kaufman-Wren.
And a great play by Cooper Jacoby, following the shot and scoring as well, and he may come alive in the second half, Dave.
Well, he can, as I mentioned, at 6'7", he handles the ball really well. Here's your Jackson County Visitor Center replay. What's down inside? Two-hand rebound, both hands on it. That's the important reason. If you get bumped, you don't lose the ball. That was a strong, strong play there by Jacoby.
He misses the rebound to Will Grissom.
Jacoby's a guy that is going to play outside on the court in college. He handles the ball really well. He's got the three-point shot. He's 41% behind the three line, so he's going to make a great wing player at the college level.
Got to get going. We're down to 6 seconds. Babilia backing up, down to 4 seconds. Oh, long three. No. And that's the end of the first half. The second quarter brought to you by the Trace Bulger Foundation, a 501c3 charitable organization founded by friends and family in memory of Trace Bulger, graduate of Guerin Catholic class of 2015. At the half, Silver Creek 20, Guerin Catholic 19. This is the high school basketball game of the week on TV 40.
Tonight's halftime is brought to you by Urban Air Adventure Park in Noblesville, Indiana. Let the kids fly. Go to urbanairnoblesville.com to reserve your spot today. On the Indiana Members Credit Union scoreboard, a low-scoring affair. Silver Creek Dragons 20, the Guerin Catholic Golden Knights 19. Let's see some of the good individual offense we saw here in the first half. First of all, Trace Kaufman-Wren. He had 10 points, 10 of the 20 of his team's 20. There's a nice drive along the baseline, a little runner off the glass. And now down inside, and he puts it down over the edge of the rim. Trace Kaufman-Wren. On the other end, you had a great effort from Matt Gillis, number 32. He had 10 of the 19 points for Guerin. There he is again, putting up a left-hand soft shot off the glass. And Caleb Edwards on a breakaway. Excellent pass down by Babilia to get Edwards that layup. Tonight's halftime has been brought to you by Urban Air Adventure Park in Noblesville, Indiana. Let the kids fly. Go to urbanairnoblesville.com to reserve your spot today. And we've got to think that Guerin Catholic is delighted with this score being 19-20. They wanted a low-scoring game. We said they had to keep it under 50. They're well on the way of doing that, and they've got a shot. So we'll be back to watch it in just a moment.
This third quarter is brought to you by Summers Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Quality work, superior customer service, affordable prices. So there are some of the fans here at Lloyd E. Scott Gymnasium, Seymour High School. Caleb Edwards inbounding for Guerin Catholic. Dave, your impressions of the first half?
Well, I think the tempo definitely belongs to Guerin Catholic. You've got Kaufman, Wren really scoring well. Gillis, other people have to step up for the respective basketball teams. It cannot be one-on-one between Kaufman, Wren, and Gillis.
And as you were speaking, each team turned the ball over.
We haven't seen a lot of turnovers, and no one got in the bonus free throw-wise in that first half. Very unusual.
Yep. 12 is Grissom. 24 is Jack Cherry. This is Caleb Edwards, number 1. Now, Babilla may come alive in the second half. He's averaging 17 points per game. He didn't do much in the first half.
And there's a young man that can come alive. That's Edwards. He's a good three-point shooter as well. He shoots 51% from the three-line.
Grissom came away with a rebound. Didn't finish, though, after a nice move. Here's Cooper Jacoby. He'll go end-to-end if he can. He can, and he does. So a nice move by Cooper Jacoby, who is Toledo-bound, University of Toledo.
Well, Silver Creek's going to want to create a little bit of comfort zone. I think Guerin Catholic has to be cautious here.
And the follow put up and in by Matt Gillis, who's had a terrific game.
He had 10 in the first half, as I mentioned there at the halftime segment, and he is playing extremely well. He's the 6'5" guy, the only size really that Guerin Catholic has, and he's battling the 6'7" and 6'9" Silver Creek interior.
And Kaufman Wren shooting from the free throw line, didn't get it. Here comes Babilla.
Had 40 in the championship game of the regional, has not made a field goal this afternoon. Has 2 free throws.
Grissom over to Gillis. Gillis muscling his way, but has to kick it back outside, and they'll start the offense over. Spinning and twisting, no, by Will Grissom. And Kaufman Wren with a rebound.
It's a good no call. Both players kind of had their arms tangled up, but they weren't taking advantage of the other.
What an off-balance shot by Brandon Northern. Somehow he made it. And a timeout is called. This quarter is brought to you by Summers Plumbing, Heating and Cooling, quality work, superior customer service, affordable prices, and Silver Creek by 3 on the high school basketball game of the week on TV 40. This quarter is brought to you by Summers Plumbing, Heating and Cooling, quality work, superior customer service, affordable prices. Andy Moore Avon Nissan on US 36. The #1 Nissan dealership in the greater Indianapolis area. Great selection of vehicles. That's where we got our Maxima. Pat Hurst, Aaron Richardson, Mike and Nick, and the great crew at Andy Moore Avon Nissan.
I mentioned the fact that Babilla hasn't scored. Give credit to Schroen. Number 22 is all over him. He never leaves him.
Caleb Edwards hits a jumper off the dribble. And it's a 1-point game. 3 men are on Cooper Wren. There's got to be some kind of call there, and it's a foul.
Now, 3 may not be enough. On
Kaufman Wren, I should say.
Kaufman Wren. There's a replay down inside. There's 4 people actually getting involved, and he did get fouled. That replay was brought to you by Jackson County Visitors Center.
Mainscape is a proud supporter of the Guerin Catholic Golden Eagles for almost 40 years. Mainscape has been providing quality landscape maintenance across the country. Interested in a career in landscaping? Mainscape.com/careers and come grow with us. The Trace Bulger Foundation is doing great things for our community through acts of kindness, a 501c3 charitable organization founded by friends and family in memory of Trace Bulger, graduate of Guerin Catholic class of 2015. Learn more at tracebolderfoundation.org.
Trace Kaufman Wren missed both free throws. That's an area who will have to shape up a little bit at Purdue. He's close. He's 69%. He'll get to the mid-70s.
Here's Babilla.
There's that matchup I'm talking about. You're seeing Trey Schoen just chase him all over. He won't leave him when he gives the ball up. He stays with him. He doesn't want him. He knows he got 40 last week.
Gillis in deep. It counts, and a foul for Matt Gillis.
That was a muscle power play right there by Gillis. Here's the Jackson County Visitor Center replay. Watch him power this up. He's going against 6'9". Oh.
Yep, going against a guy 4 inches taller than he. Indiana Members Credit Union, a local full-service financial institution and a proud sponsor of WHMB TV 40 Sports. Matt Gillis for the three-point play. No. And the rebound taken down by Cooper Jacoby. It's really interesting the way he muscled in Kaufman-Renn, Dave, who's 4 inches taller than he is. And Kaufman-Renn spinning, didn't score.
He got fouled. Here's the Jackson County Visitor Center replay on this down inside. Good turn, and Gillis got a little bit overzealous by leaning into him. That's the second personal on Matt Gillis.
We're heading into the air conditioning tune-up season. Have you scheduled your appointment? Summers Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling has a spring tune-up special for $69. Visit summersphc.com to learn more about the specials and be guaranteed your family will stay cool this summer.
Kaufman hits that one. He now has hit one of his last 4. He needed to make that to get himself a little confidence. And that's the matchup that I think is really helping the Silver Creek team.
Mid-range pull-up jumper by Cherry is no good. Here's a whistle underneath and yet another foul.
That's going to be on Matt Gillis again, I'm sure, and that's his 3rd personal. Jackson County Visitor Center replay. Watch down inside. Gillis trying to make a play, but he definitely creates the contact against Jacoby.
And a shout out to a proud Guerin Catholic graduate, Sam Lewandowski, who's a student athlete at Guerin. Played briefly on the basketball team and a pitcher on the baseball team. And these days, he's a student athlete at Bethel University. Pitcher. And his father, Randy Lewandowski, the outstanding president and GM of the Indianapolis Indians. And a move to the hoop by Trey Kaufman-Renn and a foul.
It's been impressive to see, if we watch this Jackson County Visitor Center replay, watch this drive. It's impressive how the 2 big guys from Silver Creek drive the basketball. That was Kaufman-Renn, and of course we've seen Jacoby do the same thing. They really put it on the floor quite well for big people.
They're battling inside. Northern, Brandon Northern double team, yet he's still dribbling. 3 men near him. And a foul is called on Caleb Edwards, and he's upset.
Yep, I understand Caleb being upset. They had the ball bouncing off of Silver Creek, and they were going to get the ball, and at the last instant, they called the foul.
Isaac Hinton inbounding.
We're all tied on the Indiana Members Credit Union scoreboard, 25-25. Silver Creek has 5 team fouls here in this, Guerin Catholic has 5 team fouls. Silver Creek only 1. Remember, in the first half, no one's gotten the bonus. That's not going to be the case this half.
Here's a long 3. Swish! And he hit it. The 3-point field goal by Isaac Hinton, who's an outstanding 3-point shooter, 21 of 47 this season. Well, he's in that lane. Boy. And the ball knocked away back into the backcourt.
The ball was tipped, so that's a legal play.
Right. Jack Parento, number 33, picked it up. Here's Caleb Edwards. And a whistle, I think, prior to the shot.
Edwards did a nice job of creating that foul. He went in and got his body into the defender without getting the charge.
Do you love the sound of a ball hitting a bat? Well, you got that right. Does your child travel ball team need a new place for a tournament? Hop off I-65 at exit 50B in Jackson County, the perfect location for this summer's competition. To learn more what the county has to offer, go to jacksoncountyin.com. Spinning inside, and they work it back out to Babilia. Averaging 17 a game. I think he's determined to score. He hasn't gotten one yet. Nope. Quick 3. He saves it.
Nice spin move.
Beautiful spin move by Trey Kaufman-Renn.
You could see that coming. The defense overplayed him, and he just spun back to his left hand and went in and laid it in. And now we've got a 5-point lead in this ball game. That's a pretty good lead.
It's the biggest lead of the game. 5 quick points by Silver Creek. Bobilia, and here's a foul, and they got Trey Schoen on that one.
Schoen's been doing a heck of a job guarding, but there's no reason to foul Bobilia that far from the basket.
Guerin Catholic High School, rigorous academics, state-of-the-art facilities, and consistently recognized as one of the top high schools in the country, located north of 146th Street in the heart of Hamilton County.
That was Schoen's third foul, which is not good news for Silver Creek because he's a good ball handler, and he's proven he's a really, really good defender on the basketball.
Late in the third quarter, important possession. And he's muscling in as Gillis, and a clean rejection. Oh, I thought it was clean, but a foul call. Foul called on Trey Kaufman-Wren, who got a lot of the ball.
Here's a Jackson County Visitors-centered replay. Les Watson, see if he gets ball. Pretty clean block. Mostly basketball. Officials thought he got his arm, so he made the call.
At Andy Moore Volkswagen, 0% financing for 72 months on most 2021 models. Andy Moore Volkswagen in Avon. Say hello to new GM Mike Tellison. He and his crew doing a terrific job.
Gillis up at the line. He's 60% on the season.
Oh, that was rather short. 2:05 left in the third quarter. This is the 3A semi-state. And Dave, what a great game we have to follow.
Should be a great game. The Bloomington South against Lawrence North. Both have won a lot of ball games, and both have veteran coaches, 2 of the winningest coaches in the state. They rank 1, 2 in the state. We'll talk about that when the game gets there.
That'll be the 4A semi-state following this one. And Silver Creek in no hurry, ahead by 4. Guerin Catholic, some good defense. There's a long 3 that did not go by Isaac Hinton, and Caleb Edwards boxes out and grabs the rebound.
Wide open look there for Hinton, just didn't fall.
Good defense. The good defense by Cooper Jacoby, and he got the rebound afterwards.
Got numbers.
4 on 2, and he's got it. Very well done, Brandon Northern, 6-foot junior.
How about that pass from Kaufman-Wren? The big boy gave it up.
There's Jack Cherry for 3. He got a good look, and he hits it. He is now 3 of 8 from three-point land this year. That sliced a 6-point lead to 3 points.
And Cherry, don't forget, he's only a freshman. He wasn't playing when we had them earlier in the season very much at all, but he's earned his spot in there and really helping his ball club.
Bobilia trying to knock the ball away. And 45 seconds left in the third quarter. Brandon Northern got the step, and he got the bucket.
He tucked the bump pretty good, maintained his balance. There was a little bit of a collision there. Nice job of getting his gathering the balance and going up and laying it in.
Here's Caleb Edwards.
That's 6 points from Northern here in the third period alone.
Edwards dribbling that ball for quite some time. Jack Cherry, we're down to 15 seconds left in the quarter. The Golden Eagles down by 5, and they have the ball.
They'll take the last shot, of course. Edwards is a good guy for it. They're really playing Bobilia tight.
And there's a whistle and a foul.
On the floor.
Prior to the shot, yep, with 2.7 seconds to go in the third quarter. Still plenty of time. And Caleb Edwards will inbound for the Golden Eagles. Well, he was going to. Now they change it. Joseph Bobilia will inbound.
Worst thing for Silver Creek on that play, that was Nolan Gilbert's 4th personal foul. We've got a quarter of basketball to go. Plenty of time to catch and put it down on the floor if you want to.
And well, it didn't go. I started to say, would that have counted by Will Grissom? It didn't go. That's the end of the third quarter. Brought to you by Summers Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Quality work, superior customer service, affordable prices. Silver Creek by 5 in the high school basketball game of the week on TV 40. And we begin this fourth quarter. Dave, a good third quarter by Silver Creek.
Outstanding And, you know, I think the difference in this thing and the reason Guerin Catholic's able to hang close is the defense on Bobilia. And that primarily has been done by Trey Schoen. Now he's back in the ball game. He has 3 fouls, but he's done a good job on the guard.
Cooper Jacoby missed the shot. The tip didn't go by Kaufman-Wren either. There's an example of them using their height on that play.
Right. You have to give Guerin Catholic credit by battling that size inside, because Silver Creek's really good down there with Jacoby and Kaufman-Wren.
On the Indiana Members Credit Union scoreboard, Silver Creek by 5, and a special hello to Ron Collier, CEO of Indiana Members Credit Union. Brandon Northern with it.
We should thank our host today. Kurt Mann is the athletic director here at Seymour High School, also the basketball coach. I had the privilege of coaching Kurt Mann in the Indiana All-Star game in 1986. I was on the coaching staff. Outstanding young man, and everyone says he's doing a good job with being AD and also as basketball coach here at Seymour.
Got a beautiful gymnasium. Boy, they try to tie him up. Didn't do it. And the ball out of bounds. We'll tell you at Andy Moore Kia, there's a fresh lineup. The Telluride, the K5 has replaced the Optima, and now the redesigned Sorrento. What a dealership. Joe Capitan, Andy Moore Kia in Avon, Joe and Jesse and Lorraine, and that great crew. They have really grown that dealership the past few years. It's winning all kinds of awards. Caleb Edwards to the hoop. No, but a foul.
He leaned in and drew the contact and goes to the free throw line for 2. Here's the Jackson County Visitor Center replay. Left-handed dribble down there by Edwards. He leans in and gets Jacoby on him and goes to the free throw line. And that's 2 fouls on Cooper Jacoby.
This broadcast is copyrighted by the Indiana High School Athletic Association, Incorporated. For the private use of our audience, the use of pictures, video, and audio without the express written permission of the IHSAA is prohibited.
2 big free throws there by Caleb Edwards. Tight ball game now, hard 3-point game. And I got to think Guerin Catholic's okay where this score is. And the one thing that Silver Creek can't do, they can't become too cautious. We've got 6 minutes and 40 seconds to go. They got to attack the basket a little bit.
Play their game. Guerin Catholic likes to see them shoot from the outside.
You know, they've been scoring all year. They average 75 points a game.
Very low scoring contest. Here's Brandon Northern at the top of the foul circle. Jacoby, Cooper Jacoby hits from the outside.
Huge shot.
It's a 3.
He's 41% behind the 3 line. He not only can handle the ball, he can shoot from the perimeter.
That's 40 of 96 from three-point land this season. This equals Silver Creek's biggest lead, 6 points. Oh, a nice move, but a clear rejection. A great defensive play by Trey Kaufman-Wren after the fine move inside.
Here's the Jackson County Visitor Center replay. Edwards thought he had it clear. Oh, no. Kaufman-Wren comes over and says, not here, not today. And then you saw the foul in the backcourt. That foul was on Grissom, his first personal. Both teams have 6 personal fouls. That's important, Howard, because in a tournament game, it usually comes down to free throws in a real close game. Both teams are going to be in the bonus the next time there's a foul called.
Kaufman-Wren over to Brandon Northern. 2 men on Kaufman-Wren. Cross-court pass, he got away with it, putting it up and in. So they got away with it, and the basket inside by Isaac Hinton.
Heck of a pass there by Kaufman-Wren. And Silver Creek has some control of this game now.
Timeout, Silver Creek by 8. This is the high school basketball game of the week on TV 40. Biggest lead of the game, Silver Creek by 8. Visit Jackson County if you love the outdoors. So much to do there. Golfing, biking, horseback riding. Find hunting, fishing, and bird watching at Muscatatuck National Wildlife Refuge. Choose the campsite that's right for you at the Jackson Washington State Forest. That's JacksonCountyIN.com for more details. And we appreciate their sponsorship today. On the Indiana Members Credit Union scoreboard, Silver Creek by 8, Dave.
Yeah, Guerin Catholic, the guy that's trying to help them take over is Caleb Edwards. He's penetrating well. He's looking for offense and putting the pressure on the defense. And Guerin Catholic's in a real tough situation right here. I think it's a big-time moment for Silver Creek. Another basket, and they've got pretty comfortable control of this game.
Babilia missed a jumper at the other end that was short. Cooper Jacoby, and he's got it. Nice pass from Trey Kaufman-Wren.
They complement each other well, the two big guys, Kaufman-Wren and Jacoby.
So the lead is now 10. Caleb Edwards follows his own shot. He's determined, and he draws a foul.
Nice penetration there by Caleb Edwards on the Jackson County Visitor Center to the left-handed dribble again. He splits, he leads in and gets enough of Kaufman-Wren that he picks up Kaufman's third. They've got 4 on the board. That's important.
We're heading into the air conditioning tune-up season. Have you scheduled your appointment? Summers Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling has a special tune-up special as a spring tune-up special for $69. Visit summersphc.com and be guaranteed your family will stay cool this summer. The Trace Bolger Foundation helps the community through memorial scholarships, funding art therapy for brain disease patients, and distributes kindness bags throughout the year. To learn more or to register for this year's golf outing fundraiser, June 11th, go to tracebolgerfoundation.org.
They have corrected that. That is Trace Kaufman-Wren's third personal foul, and that's the big difference because he's the one. He hasn't scored as much, but his last 3 or 4 minutes, he's made some tremendous assists.
Some tough defense by Caleb Edwards. They say last touch by him. And Brandon Northern will be inbounding. This is the 3A semi-state. We're at Lloyd E. Scott Gymnasium, a beautiful facility, Seymour High School. And a 9-point lead. Brandon Northern, no. Babilia blocked out, but let's see what the call is. Did he call a timeout?
Timeout. Good call.
Timeout is called. We'll stay right here. Silver Creek by 9. We'll tell you that Andy Moore Avon Nissan is on US 36. 5 minutes from Avon High School, close to 465. Great selection of vehicles there. It's the #1 Nissan dealership in the greater Indianapolis area. That's where we got our Maxima. Pat Hurst, Aaron Richardson, Mike, and Nick, and a great crew at Andy Moore Avon Nissan. We'll also tell you that Mainscape is a proud supporter of the Guerin Catholic Golden Eagles. For almost 40 years, Mainscape has been providing quality landscape maintenance across the country. Interested in a career in landscaping? Visit mainscape.com/careers and come grow with us. Dave?
You saw a tremendous play there just before the timeout. Trey Schroen was falling out of bounds, and he literally threw his body out of bounds, but he didn't touch the out-of-bound court, so he's still legal and threw it back to his teammate, and his teammate was in trouble and called a timeout. A possession at this point in the game is big, and Schroen I don't have him for any score this afternoon, but he's the one that's been guarding Babilia and doing a tremendous job. Babilia does not have a field goal, and this is the guy that had 40 last time out, and Schroen deserves a lot of credit for that. He's doing all the things to make your team a winner, but don't have to score if you do other things extremely well.
Well said by Dave Nicholson, Hall of Fame basketball coach, inducted into the Indiana Basketball Hall of Fame in 1999. 16 years head coach at Noblesville and other stops prior to Noblesville.
Coming back to Seymour, a lot of memories. I went to a very small high school here in this county, Bologna, and we played the sectional at Seymour, not in this gym. It was in the old arena. But so I was driving down here with my wife this morning. I talked to her about how I remember that last night in that sectional when we lost here at the Seymour Arena.
And that, of course, was back in the days of one-class basketball.
Yeah, it was after the beach basket, though, Howard.
Oh, I wasn't going to say that. I was
back.
thinking that, but I wasn't going to say it.
I could tell your thoughts.
Dave West, our director, wants to know if they graduated to a hole in the basket. Babilla with an air ball, and you know he's forced several shots like that. You know, you have, as Dave said, they've done a great job on him. They've kept him scoreless.
Give Joseph Babilla a lot of credit. He has tremendous confidence in his game and his ability, and he's not going to stop when he has an opportunity to shoot the ball, nor should he. Little full court press. No choice but to do that if you're Guerin Catholic. You've got to get the ball back either with turnover, steal.
And there's a foul on Babilla. He got his wrist.
And we're in the bonus, so there's going to be free throws coming. Here's the Jackson County Visitor Center replay. Babilla's catching up with him, and he makes a play on the ball. Nothing bad there. Just a good, hard foul, clean foul.
You're in a delicate area, Dave, because the game's not over. It's a 9-point game. Now it's a 10-point game. Yet it's not close enough where you don't foul. I think we'll see a number of fouls trying to get possessions by Guerin Catholic. Isaac Hinton.
2 big free throws. He's only 55% on the year. Those were huge.
Well, the lead's up to 11. Here's Gillis. Off balance. He hits the deck. So does Trey Kaufman-Wren. And they push it up court beautifully. Beautiful job done. And a blocking foul as Trey Kaufman-Wren will go to the line.
Excellent press breaker there by Silver Creek. And you saw, watch on the replay, they fill the lanes. Jackson County Visitor Replay Center. Good call. That was a block. 2 free throws coming for Kaufman-Wren.
Guerin Catholic High School, a nationally recognized Catholic school, and Hamilton County's only Catholic school, located in the heart of Hamilton County, north of 146th Street. Soar with the Golden Eagles. Well, they had a great first quarter. Guerin Catholic led by 3, trailed by 1 at the half, down by 5 after 3. And the lead is 11. That is Trey Kaufman-Wren, 69% free throw shooter, Purdue bound, averaging 25 points per game.
He struggled a little bit to free throw line today, but he made up for it with his offense. And what I have been really impressed with is his passing. He's found his teammates unselfish.
Biggest lead of the game on the Indiana Members Credit Union scoreboard. It's a 12-point game. And the ball knocked away, almost stolen. And that jumper is hit by the little fellow, Matt Etchison, the 5'7" junior.
That was big because Guerin Catholic's got to get something going just about every time down. Again, the press breaker, what makes it so good? Silver Creek is spacing the floor. They're passing the ball left or right, and they're looking over the top for the long pass. And then they have the numbers game. They have a 3-on-2 or a 2-on-1. Well drilled.
Caleb Edwards commits the personal. He'll get one more. Andy Moore Toyota on US 36 in Avon. Minutes from 4:65. What a selection of vehicles at Andy Moore Toyota in Avon. Ben Mendoza, Chris, and Stephanie. That's where we got our forerunner. One place. Andy Moore Toyota in Avon. Well, the lead is 11.
And the next foul on the Guerin Catholic. Silver Creek's in the double bonus. 2 free throws on every foul.
Last touch by Guerin Catholic's, Silver Creek's Brandon Northern.
Guerin Catholic just about has to get something on every possession. Maybe it's a free throw, field goal, or a 3-pointer, but they have to get something offensively going on every possession. They're running out of time.
Babilla, no. And the rebound to Northern.
Have numbers.
Beautiful dish off underneath, but the shot was missed by Cooper Jacoby.
Jacoby Reichstadt, as big as he is, catch it, come down, go up with a power shot.
3 didn't go. There's a terrific rebound by Jacoby. Over to Kaufman-Wren. They can just as well slow things down and come back outside. Squaring up, Trey Schoen. Oh, and I think they got Cooper Jacoby over the top there.
Was over the top. Good call.
You don't want to be doing that when you have an 11-point lead in 1:56 to go.
Well, I think that's what thoughts was going through Coach Hoffman's name as you saw him there on the screen. I mentioned he's been there 11 years. That's his home high school. He was 7 years as varsity, the only school he's ever coached and taught at. So he's a true hometown success.
That's a great story. Goes to the school, coach. So here's Caleb Edwards at the line, a 64% free throw shooter. And another game to go, the 4A semi-state. Lawrence North and Bloomington South. Jack Kiefer and J.R. Holmes, two respective head coaches. And as if you don't have a great angle as it is with the 4A semi-state, and you have the two winningest coaches in Indiana high school basketball history.
Caleb Edwards here at the line has played a very fine game for Guerin Catholic this afternoon. He's made 4 consecutive free throws here in the fourth.
We have 1:55 to go. You would think Guerin Catholic would foul. They're down by 9.
Well, you're caught between a rock and a hard place.
They fouled at the wrong time. It counts in a foul for Cooper Jacoby.
Here's the Jackson County Visitors Center replay. Nice bounce pass. Jacoby goes up again. They know how to hang on to the ball. They don't go up with one hand to dunk. They go up with 2 hands strong, saying you're not going to knock it away from me. You're going to foul me or I'm going to get a layup.
Isaac Hinton with that fine pass. On the Indiana Members Credit Union scoreboard, it is an 11-point lead for Silver Creek.
Got to go.
And he shoots and scores. Nicely done by Will Grissom. And Guerin Catholic calls for a timeout. We'll take it with him. 1:35 left to go. Silver Creek by 9. This is the high school basketball game of the week on TV 40. We want to thank the entire TV 40 crew, Jeff Elliott, Dave West and company, for their great work this season. This is our next to last telecast of the season. Final one will be the second game today, the 4A semi-state, Bloomington South and Lawrence North. So Guerin Catholic is down by 9. They have to foul or create a turnover. They didn't foul. They beat the press and they score. And that's huge. And the basket underneath by Nolan Gilbert. There's Babilia. And Guerin Catholic turns it over. So now it's looking mighty good for Silver Creek. 1:10 to go, up by 11 points.
Well, you know, Silver Creek, as I mentioned way back on our opening comments, where they were expected to be here. And sometimes that's more difficult than anything. You've got that bullet, that target at you all year long, and you have to live up to the expectations and the pressure. And the Silver Creek Coach Hoffman and his crew have done that extremely well. They're going to go out here today with 24 wins, and they're going to play in the state championship game. Sometimes expectations put extra pressure on you. On the other hand, Guerin Catholic, looks like they're going to end with 21 wins. And I think without question, Coach Allen is going to be extremely proud, as that school and community are, for the job they've done. They've just quietly been very good all year.
Brandon Northern at the line. There's a look at the Guerin Catholic bench.
Good look
Bobby Allen.
Good look at Coach Allen. Done a great job there. I mentioned 3 years. And he's won 105 games in his career.
Caleb Edwards. Offensive board to Gillis. The open man underneath, but Jack Cherry didn't hang on. Here's a whistle and a foul as Will Grissom goes to the hoop. But a 12-point game with under a minute to go. So Silver Creek, which won the 3A championship 2 years ago, and of course last year the Regional, semi-state, and state championship all canceled.
Now that was, they kind of felt cheated there because they expected another run to the state last year.
Rebound to Trey Kaufman-Wren. I don't know if you need to foul now, down by 12 with 45 seconds.
Well, for a coach and players, you play till the final horn. And it doesn't matter if it's a 10-point game with 45.5 or a 12-point game, what it is, you keep playing. And it's just a habit that you hope you've instilled all career-wise with this team and the seniors particularly. And you just want them to keep playing.
I agree with you on the point of keep playing. Trey Kaufman-Wren at the line. He is 69% from the free throw line this season. Purdue bound. Tough night for Purdue last night.
Worse than that. Especially for a Purdue fan, which I am.
Yep. You came many years ago. You came close to being an assistant coach there.
I did have the honor of being interviewed to be an assistant with Gene Cady. And that's when I got to know Cady and really respect him.
Oh, he's a great man. And that's put up and in by Caleb Edwards with 33 seconds to go. And another foul. Brandon Northern at the line.
He's 71% shooter.
Averaging 15.5 points per game.
You have to give Guerin credit. They were able to set the tempo of this game. And as we said way back up front when they tipped off, that was the only chance they had. They needed to stay close. They needed to keep it in a low-scoring game. And they've accomplished that. But they're going to end with a 21-4 record again, as I said earlier, outstanding. You see the seniors now. That was a Grissom getting a nice hug from Bobby Allen. It's kind of an emotional thing, particularly when you make a run to the tournament. You want to just survive and play one more game.
Spencer Wilt. Spencer Wilt got the rebound, threw in a three, banked it home.
He's a senior. That's a shot he'll remember. I'm telling you. Remember the day we played in that Sema State? I hit the bank shot from deep, three-pointer.
Just came in the game. And he's now 5 of 18 from three-point land this season.
You see the emotions setting in for the guys that come out of the game. They're realizing, hey, no more practices, season's over, and that's an emotional thing.
What did you say to your teams on days like this?
Well, what I would say if my team got to the Sema State is you build on, hey, you did a wonderful job, the community and the school. You can walk out with your heads up because you've done a great job this season. Everyone's going to be disappointed, but only one team that's not going to lose their last game.
21 seconds to go. Jack Parento inbounding.
Saw Bobby Allen talking to the freshman Jack Cherry. He's got 3 more years with Guerin Catholic. He's going to be a good player.
Spencer Wilt tried it again. It worked the last time he tried that three again. Aiden Cannon now fouled in the act of shooting. The last few minutes of this game has taken a long time with the outcome no longer in doubt. Aiden Cannon, 6'6" junior.
Way to get his mark in the book.
Now 2 of 3 this season from the free throw line.
Cannon is a 6'6" junior, so I suspect they might be grooming him to step in and help where Gillis has been next year in that center post. That's big shoes to fill because Matt Gillis has had a great career at Guerin Catholic.
And a nice follow in the putback by Elijah Edwards. 6 seconds. Down to 1 second. And that is it. That is it. Silver Creek advances to the state championship game. The final score, the Silver Creek Dragons 54, the Guerin Catholic Golden Eagles 46. This is the high school basketball game of the week on TV 40. And once again, that final score, Silver Creek 54, Guerin Catholic 46. Our second game, 9 o'clock, Bloomington South versus Lawrence North. For Jeff Elliott, Dave West, Dave Nicholson, the entire TV 40 crew, I'm Howard Kellman. Goodbye, everyone.